afternoon and welcome to the Midday News here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. I am Bhavita Gopalchan. Thank you so much for joining us. Top of the news at this time. The Prime Minister's first official visit to Tobago has begun with a visit to the Signal Hill Primary School. She was greeted by loud cheers and hugs from the students. Will also expected during her visit are discussions on Tobago's autonomy and strengthening relations between central government and the THA. The Prime Minister is leading a delegation that includes Attorney General John Jeremy as well as several other cabinet ministers. Later today, the Prime Minister is expected to attend a special sitting of the THA where she will address the island. Even though her visit is welcomed by several stakeholders, the Minority Leader Calvin Morris is describing it as political theatre. He is demanding that the Prime Minister provide clear commitment to self-governance for the island and funding for critical projects by the end of her visit. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles has fired back at Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar over statements accusing the People's National Movement of protecting drug traffickers, calling the claims reckless and inflammatory. Persad-Bissessar, in a media statement issued on October 24th, alleged the opposition was attempting to derail government efforts to combat trafficking and secure TNT's borders, further claiming that the PNM had long been suspected of being financed by the local drug mafia. At a media briefing today, Beckles condemned the accusation as baseless and irresponsible and urged the Prime Minister to take any evidence to law enforcement.
This is a very serious allegation, and the Prime Minister should withdraw that allegation and apologize. Because the time has come for this use of inflammatory language consistently whenever you're under pressure. When you are clueless about governance, you want to put the blame on the People's National Movement. And that needs to stop.
Beckles warned that such comments fuel national division and undermine confidence in institutions. Meanwhile, former Attorney General and diplomat Gavin Nicholas says all is not lost between Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela. Nicholas says while the relationship between the two countries may be strained, it has not been entirely destroyed. This after months of Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar pledging her support to the United States as that country carries out military strikes on boats in the Caribbean Sea, killing alleged Venezuelan narco-traffickers as well as two Trinidadians. Well, Nicholas, who served as this country's High Commission to the United Kingdom, says while there is tension, both countries can still engage in diplomatic dialogue.
When leaders speak, they can have a little tiss, and that is both for posturing and for negotiating a lot of the times. And you see it across the globe. As you quite rightly said, what is important is that the talks continue. When you panic is when talks break down and diplomats are expelled, and that sort of those sorts of actions take place. But at the moment, what you have basically is a posturing.
And with regards to the relationship between this country, CARICOM, and Venezuela, Nicholas said the relationship are well established and strong.
I don't expect that as it stands at the moment, that it is irreparable. Certainly, if things escalate, and when I say things escalating, I mean, for example, if it is that the U.S. would to invade Venezuela and we became a proxy to that invasion, then we would be declared an enemy of Venezuela. At the moment, we are not declared an enemy of Venezuela.
Well, the Maduro-led administration has declared Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar persona non grata. On to some other news, there, San Fernando Mayor Robert Parris says City Month celebrations will be scaled back this year as limited funding forces the corporation to tighten its spending. At the Marbella Market on Monday, the mayor said some savings will come from cancelling the annual military parade, but he assured that the city's signature events will still go on. Amid these cutbacks rather. Paris also confirmed that Christmas street vending on High Street will not be allowed this year. He said last year's leniency was abused by vendors who refused to stay within designated areas at Lord Street and Harris Promenade.
We had the support of the municipal police and the TTFA in removing the vendors. Vending is illegal. Last year, we gave them the opportunity. But I think this year they should give us the opportunity to effectively vend in a legal manner. We have provided the facilities for them to vend, and I don't want to have a problem with anyone.
And while the mayor tightens up on street vending, he's also focusing on improving the traditional market. A backhoe crew and equipment rolled into the Marble Market for a major sanitization exercise, part of efforts to deal with complaints about unsanitary conditions as well as broken facilities. Paris says fixing these long-standing issues is key to bringing people back to the market, where he believes they can get fresher produce at lower prices.
The cost to have your goods in the supermarket has to make a profit, so there might be a higher markup. And in coming to the traditional market within the various corporations is obviously cost effective, and therefore we encourage persons to still use the traditional markets.
Now, despite this optimism, Mayor Paris says the city may have to adjust staffing and operations as it awaits already collected property tax funds to help stabilize finances. For now, he's asking residents to be patient as the city balances its books while keeping its streets and markets clean. Let's take a short break. Sport news when we come back.
Step into the Christmas season at Tile Depot. 12 by 12 tiles, $7.50. 17 by 17, $9.75. 18 by 18, $9.95. 20 by 20, $15.95. And 22 by 22, only $20. Visit Tile Depot Limited, Bagney Trace Chase Village. Call 234-4402.
PRW's Thanksgiving sale is now on this November. We're giving thanks to God and all of our local customers. Up to 75% discount on selected items. Join us for our Family Fun Day on the 4th of November at or around West location. Come, have a fun day with us and enjoy refreshments, free giveaways, games, and massive discounted prices. Tell your family and friends. Call us today at 285-9779.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Player care and well-being were at the forefront when the TTFA Safeguarding Unit hosted a seminar led by Dr. Cheryl Ann Budram, lecturer in the U.S. Department of Behavioral Sciences. The TTFA and University of the West Indies St. Augustine campus signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen cooperation in safeguarding, research, education, and player welfare between the two entities.
We bring to this collaboration our academic expertise, our research capacity, and a long-standing commitment to social justice and human development. The TTFA, from our point of view, brings your deep connection to the football community and your commitment to the development of players, of coaches, of administrators and supporters, and to leadership and governance that advance a culture of safeguarding and player welfare.
The TTFA Vice President Jameson Riggs said he is confident that this is the beginning of a legacy that will uplift, empower and transform not only football but sport in the nation at large.
This partnership seeks to integrate sport social work into the fabric of football development and sport development. Together with UE and the TTFA, we will co-create policies, framework and programs that prioritize the socio-social well-being of players, from youths, athletes to national representatives.
Well, that's how we end sport. It's back to a break.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
What do you think of Kamala's outfit?
Now, her outfit. If her outfit is worn inside, is it really her outfit? All right.
We're going.
Are we doing people's work?
Yeah, where?
No, the people's work. It's done on CNC3 on the rundown. Oh, you thought it was here?
Yeah, but
no, it's done on CNC.
In the ever-changing media landscape, we at Guardian Media strive always to put you, our viewers and readers, first.
We strive to uphold the time-honored tenets of responsible journalism.
For us, accuracy is key.
And in our reporting, we strive not only to be first, but fair,
impartial,
and to uphold journalistic integrity.
Above all, we are accountable to you, and we must respect the views of our audience. That is our solemn contract with you.
Keen attention to detail.
Rigorous verification of facts.
Use of credible sources and sound editorial judgment.
Keep track of our editorial policies and guidelines, including our corrections policy, by logging on to www.guardian.co.tt for more.
Well, although extradition proceedings have commenced against U.S. indicted Azruddin Mohammed, the billionaire businessman has been sworn in as a member of parliament for Guyana's opposition leader. On Monday, Mohammed made what some have labeled as flashy and concerning when he arrived at the country's parliament in a controversial Lamborghini that has been at the center of corruption allegations and scandal. During his swearing in, Mohammed was heckled by some other members of parliament, but he said he looks forward to serving the people of Guyana. According to Guyana's constitution, being an MP does not provide immunity from prosecution or extradition. In Colorado, a teacher is accused in a fatal Halloween night stabbing. Authorities say a man and two women were attacked in the incident. Here's more.
As Halloween decorations still stand,
it's very unnerving.
The unease in the air lingers.
This is by far probably the biggest thing, the most shocking thing that's happened.
In the last 30 years, neighbors say they can't remember a tragedy like the one on Halloween night, when police lined the streets, arriving to the scene of a crime and finding 3 people stabbed. Arrest documents obtained by KRDO 13 outline the timeline of events, according to the suspect, Matthew Rainier. He says he woke up late to change a child's diaper when someone else came into the room, and they started fighting. Rainier told police he was scared that this person was going to take the child away, but police said he couldn't keep his timeline or facts straight. Other family rushed into the room, and police say Rainier grabbed a large knife before stabbing all 3 people while the 2-year-old was in the home.
What a sad situation is really what came to my mind, and especially if there was a young child.
Now for the weather forecast with Shalma Grabasad.
Cloudy conditions this morning over both islands with light rain and a few showers over most areas. Some heavy showers and thunderstorms were observed over Tobago and southeastern areas of Trinidad. These cloudy conditions will gradually dissipate as the afternoon progresses, despite 1 or 2 brief showers over both islands. Tonight should be mostly fair. Looking to our east, there are a few pockets of moisture expected to pass over the area this week, the first of which should give us some afternoon thunderstorms tomorrow. And with spring tides in effect, street or flash flooding is possible.
Well, thank you for joining us for a look at the day's developments so far. We'll have these stories and so much more coming up for you in a Midday Newscast at 7 p.m. today. Until then, have a great day.